Where am I?
What's up, gamers?
Jesus fuck.
It's live in studio is Coach. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Oh, okay. So this is really bad. You know how I got new floors and that they're white? All right, cool.
I'm unaware of this.
Well, I did. And before, the reason why I was late to showing up for recording this is because I was looking for my headphones. Turns out I just dropped them on the floor and they're like white. So
What a prank that your house has pulled on you.
yeah, man, I fucking hate these floors.
You know who else hates floors? Isaac Hirsch.
I actually love floors.
Yeah, it's true.
It's my favorite place to sit, dude.
I was setting up an
Being on the floor,
ironic
like
bit.
I love sprawling out on a floor. Not necessarily like sitting on it, but like lying down flat on the floor.
No, I do my best gaming sitting on the floor because that's what the closest to the TV. I can see the game better.
Have
Do
you
just
considered
sit your
moving the
TV
TV
down
or
on
the
floor?
chair?
Many have tried. They have all failed to convince me to do things like that. I think when I'm in a chair directly in front of the TV, it feels wrong, but on the floor, it just feels correct.
I mean, that's what I did
That's
when
a
I was
very-
like 6.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a very childhood take, which I think is good.
I got that childlike spirit, baby. You know, you gotta maintain that inner child.
Yeah, if you don't have childlike wonder, how do you survive in today's economy?
Exactly.
Isaac, what are you gaming?
I play 2 games. Well, actually, that's not true. I play like Mario Kart and stuff with my girlfriend, but I also play Warzone with the boys, and then I also play NBA 2K.
What year are you up to?
I'm on 21. I'm still current. I don't know if I'll buy next year's one. It seems like diminishing returns every year, but I say that every year, and then I buy the new one anyway. I'm a freaking.
I think that's what everyone says every year.
Well, because it is. I mean, isn't it the case? Like, you can't play with the people with the new one if you have the old one. So if everyone
Correct,
has the new
yeah.
one, you're
I mean,
kinda stuck.
they maintain the online servers for like the old one for a couple years, but like obviously they get kind of dead immediately when the new one comes out,
Yeah.
and also they don't care about like hackers after that, so they'll be like cheated accounts or like people with like weird characters after like over a year of inactivity.
Well, and I know how you feel about people hacking in video games. You made that very clear the other day in the Discord.
Yeah, there was some guy talking about cheating in Warzone. I was like, hey, bro, that's some real fucking lame shit, dude. And he's like, no, everyone cheats. I'm like, yeah, and you're contributing to the problem. I get very worked up. I'm very passionate about this issue because Warzone currently has like an enormous cheating problem. There's like no anti-cheat for the game, and so like you will run into cheaters a lot, and it's very unenjoyable.
Yeah, I mean,
You could join them.
I don't see the point of like playing an online game. Like, the point is like to be better than other people. Because like I rarely actually find playing the game fun. Like any online game where it's like multiplayer, I'm like, I want to win, and like winning by
Yeah, of course.
cheating isn't.
I don't even know if
I
I
don't
like
get to assert
winning.
my
I just
dominance that way. I'm just like, yeah, okay.
I just
of
like
course I
making
won.
the game not fun for other people.
I guess that's it's like you want to watch the world burn, but that's not the reason this guy gave, because he does it every night with his friends. It's like, yeah, it's fun for us. I'm like, I can see how it'd be fun once to be like, wow, we're fucking destroying everybody, but to do that every night, it's like it's got to get kind of stale at a certain point.
It's way more fun to destroy everyone just because you're that much better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but what if you can't do that?
Then don't play online games. Fucking,
That's pretty ableist to people with bad hand-eye coordination.
I don't care. Call me ableist.
It's my
I don't give a
disability. Yeah.
shit. If you're bad at
Bad
video
hand-eye
games, fuck off,
coordination.
man. I'm not even good
Yeah.
at games, but like, you know,
I used to be back in my prime when I was a young man.
I thought you don't play video games like at all.
I used to back in my prime, and then I got bad, and instead of cheating, I just retired.
And you're like,
Well,
I'm
that's
gonna
the
make
responsible
music.
thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I used to be very good at all sorts of battlefields.
I don't know what's going to happen to me when I become bad at video games with age. I really am going to have to replace a lot of my free time with something else, I guess.
I think you just have to have a child and then just beat them
Okay.
Sick. Do you mean beat them in the game or beat them like physically?
Yes.
Okay. My dad's like I wouldn't say he's like pro, but he's very, very good at Age of Empires 2, which granted, very dad game.
Yeah.
But there's hope.
Yeah. My dad would play NBA Live 99 with me occasionally, and the entire time he'd just be like, wow, these graphics. I remember when everything was Pong. He'd just say that every time. And like, if you look at the graphics for NBA Live 99, it's literally just like cubes running around. Cubes with like a face on them. But yeah, he was always talking about how great the graphics were for the N64.
I remember I was like blown away by like the GameCube, like playing Super Smash Brothers Melee. I'm like, wow, you can see the gene texture on Mario's overalls. It doesn't.
That's
get
still
better
impressive to
than this.
me. Yeah.
Yeah. They mastered it.
Did they?
Honestly, I don't think graphics should have got better after that.
Yeah, I don't think they don't need to get, because like now I feel like we're almost in uncanny valley territory sometimes, where like some of the humans are just like not quite human enough, but they're really close, so it's like just kind of disconcerting. But maybe they'll make that leap.
I think they should work on making that leap, and in the meantime, don't use any upgraded graphics until it's good.
Yeah, they could. They could probably sit on whatever this next gaming like the PS5.
Like,
they could sit
give
on
it
that for
5
a
years
while.
where they don't make graphics better, but they still work on it behind the scenes.
I mean,
Crisis 8. That'll get
yeah, you can
everybody.
play Crisis on the Switch like Nick. Good idea.
An idiot.
Right.
Absolute fool.
Skillshot, how's your week been? Other than fucking. I mean, when we last talked Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. It's been good. I started online school.
Oh,
I
that's a development because you've been unemployed
Yeah.
from the candy factory, and that story arc is over.
That's
What are you
right.
going to
Over.
school? What's online school for?
I'm not really doing, like, I'm not enrolled in a school. It's a free
Okay,
course.
All right.
It's just a free course I found online. But it doesn't sound cool to say that. It sounds cool to say that I am in school.
What's the course? What are you trying to learn? Are you trying to like get a job, or are you just fucking around?
I'm like fucking around, pretending that one day I will get a job, so people will leave me alone.
Is that people your wife, or is it me, or both?
Literally, like, everybody in my life is like, you should have a job. You're like 30, which
Yeah.
I'm not, but
I mean, you're getting there.
you could round to 30.
Mm-hmm.
My wife is entering. Hello, wife. Okay. My wife is doing laundry.
Cool.
Yeah, so, people want me to have a job, and one day I will.
Do you have to say that because she's in the room?
It's overrated, having a job.
I agree.
I mean, if I didn't have a job, I'd be like, man, this is the dopest shit ever. But because I have a job, I'm like, actually, everyone should have a job. Because I have
Yeah,
one.
I think that's the boomer way.
When I moved to LA, I was just like an extra and stuff, and like I had a lot of free. It was like a random job that would happen at random times, and otherwise I had a lot of freedom. And I wish I had known in those 2 years how much freedom I had and taken advantage of it a lot more than I did, because I spent most of my time just like playing video games late at night instead of like going out and doing stuff. And now I like can't go out and do stuff because I have to be up at 8 a.m. every morning.
Do you wish that you were going out and doing stuff, or do you just wish that your life was different?
No, I wish. I mean, now I'm fine with everything. I just wish I had taken advantage of that young, wild, youthful time a little more in Los Angeles those first 2 years.
Yeah, that would have been good. It would have been smart to do, but I think that in 5 years you will look back on this time and be like, "Damn, why was I doing podcasts?
I hope not.
I could have been working."
I'm about to start a new podcast, so I hope I don't think that, but we'll see.
Did you guys settle on a name yet, or is that?
No, it's still being discussed. I'm currently delaying everything by having COVID for 2 weeks, but Once I am asymptomatic and the quarantine period has passed, we're probably going to start recording.
Nice. What's it? Because I know you're vaccinated. Like that, is that just super lame? Like, do you feel cheated by the government?
No, I think I under excuse me. I think I understand what happened, which is that I went to a comedy show that I was doing on Tuesday night, and a bunch of performers were there in the green room, and somebody was not vaccinated. We don't know who, but I have guesses, and they got everyone sick with COVID because they were carrying it. And now, I mean, I'll say this: I live with my girlfriend. We're in close quarters very often. But I have not given her COVID because we're both vaccinated. So the vaccine seems to work between vaccinated people, but if there's an unvaccinated person in the mix not wearing a mask, you can still get COVID.
Was it like an honor system thing where like it's like you don't have to wear a mask if you're vaccinated, but we're not going to ask you if
that is the whole CDC policy right now is, hey, if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. If you are, or if you're unvaccinated, you do need to wear a mask, and then nobody wears a mask. You're just like, well, I guess I just have to trust that everyone here is vaccinated. And they're not.
Yeah. Well, that was the case at my job. Now the rules are now changing where we all have to wear masks starting on Monday again. But for a while they were like, if you are vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. If you aren't, you do. But you're not allowed to ask people if they are or not. And then I had a friend tell me, she's like, I'm not getting vaccinated. I'm just going to wait 2 weeks until everyone forgets about this, and then I'm going to stop wearing my mask. And I'm like, you're an idiot.
Waiting 2 weeks for everyone to forget about it now?
No. This was like a couple months ago.
Even still.
She was the only one with that attitude, too. Other people were like,
that's something that you might say in March of 2020.
I got in a huge argument with Robbie about masks because Robbie does not like masks, as it turns out. He doesn't like being told what to do.
Handsome face.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to cover up that face. But we just got in a huge argument. He's just like, look, man, you can barely even get COVID if you're vaccinated. I'm like, well, you're talking to someone who literally has COVID. You're picking a bad time to make this argument.
Yeah, I mean, I don't I'll wear them if I have to wear them, and I'll follow the rules. I don't want to wear them, and part of me getting a vaccine was like, this is the deal, is that I'm getting this, and everybody else gets it, and we can all just fucking be done with it.
Yeah,
and we're not done with it.
But people aren't keeping up their part of the deal.
Yeah.
Way to go, Joe Biden.
No, it's like, the problem is that Americans have no honor. We're a country built off people not wanting to pay fucking taxes, Okay.
Very honorless country. It's true.
Yeah. I get real.
You guys need some samurais in there. We'll bring honor.
We could take a lesson or two from.
I keep forgetting Skillshaker from Canada, and you're like, you're not really included in this.
Yeah, I'm just lording over you with my.
I bet Canada has anti-vaxxers. There's no way you guys don't.
We have Trump rallies in downtown Toronto.
Why do you guys have Trump rallies?
I have no idea.
They want a Trump. They need a Trump.
Yeah. I've also seen I've seen people wearing MAGA hats. I've seen an Ontario license plate with a MAGA bumper sticker. And I was like, what do you gain from this?
These American expats who fled to Canada because Biden
because Joe Biden
because Trump lost the election. If Trump loses, I'm moving to Canada.
It's
yeah.
All right.
That's fine.
Well, I remember because I went to a conservative high school because it's private school, and I remember a lot of people were doing that, saying, "Oh, if Obama wins, I'm going to move to Canada." And I was thinking back, that argument doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, it makes a little more sense when Democrats do it. They're not going to do it, but it's all right, I'm going to move somewhere more liberal or whatever. Hey, sure, yeah. But for conservatives, to be I got to go to the Republican paradise of Canada. It's have you seen their Republicans? Stephen Harper is their Republicans. It's a different breed.
He's a Republican in the sense that he's just a pedophile, which I can say. That's fine. I don't know if you guys know this, but Stephen Harper was prime minister, and in 2009 or something, he lowered the age of consent from 16 to 14.
I'm sure
I did not know that.
And then 6 months later, raised it back to 16.
Ooh, talk about a bad boy crime.
If it's weird,
Not a
they're gonna brings
crime.
it back to not go to 18, which I feel like is the gold standard of the age of consent.
That's America's standard. I wouldn't say it's the gold
No, it's not all.
standard.
It's not all of them. It varies from state to
Yeah.
state. I have a friend. I'm not going to name names, but there is someone in our friend group who is very interested in age of consent laws and talks about them far too much.
I wonder
To the point where it's like,
Is it
I
Sam?
wonder who you're talking about.
it is Sam.
I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's a good
It's interesting to
personality
think
to
about in like a intellectual exercise of like why are they different, but it's not like that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Like
you know,
Japan, why is theirs 13? That's peculiar, but I'm not like, oh, you know what? We should also have it be 13.
we should have it in the middle.
Should be like
13 and a
21.
half.
Just move it
I
up.
think it should be 35, to be honest.
Yeah.
Tell me I
I'm
can
like-
fight and die for my country, but not have sex. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, right. I need like a legal reason to be like, oh no, sorry, I can't fuck. It's against the law.
I'm sure that stops many people.
It doesn't.
No. You guys also have like proximity consent laws or whatever they're called.
What?
It's like if it's within like 2 years, even if they're under 18, it's still fine or something.
Oh yeah, that sounds right. I believe that.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
about
if, like,
that.
if
That
your
makes
girlfriend
sense,
is,
though.
Like 17, you're 19 or something, then it's like fine, right?
Something like that. Yeah, I mean, I think that also varies from state to state because some states don't have. I know they'll like throw the book at 19-year-olds sometimes, but yeah, I mean those at least make sense because it's like, all right, those people could organically have come into contact with each other.
Yeah, they probably met when they were both underage.
Yeah,
No one was grooming anybody else.
yeah.
Speaking of grooming, I also this week went to the zoo.
Okay.
Met some monkeys grooming each other.
Wow.
Wow, these are some professional segues.
It's a professional podcast.
They're
I
very
don't know what you're
practiced.
expecting.
I feel like we've done enough on the age of consent, and I kind of wanted to move
No,
on.
I'm fine with that. I am not Sam. So yeah, it's just like a stand-up-esque transition because stand-ups are always like, hey, speaking of cars, I was with my wife the other day. It's like,
I'm
okay,
exhausted. Yeah. Nailed it, in other words.
yeah.
So how was the zoo? Since you want to talk about it so bad.
It was a banger. I love the zoo. I didn't know that. I haven't been since I was like 8. Went to the zoo. There's some monkeys. There's 2 monkeys hanging out, and they both had like a bag of treats that the zookeepers gave them. And one of the monkeys like went to get a drink of water from the pond. The other monkey like stealthily was watching him, snuck in, stole his bag of treats, and like ran away. It was a heist.
Wow. That's
Wow.
crazy. I can't believe
I'm
monkeys
not-
did something mischievous.
It was a heist. It was like a planned stealth heist. It was
I'm not-
like I was watching Assassin's Creed. That's not a stealth game.
I'm not going to discount it's a nice story, but it is also the kind of story your 8-year-old would tell you after returning from the zoo. There were 2
Yeah.
monkeys, and a monkey had a bag of treats, and the other monkey came and he stole the treats. And you're like,
But it
oh,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
naughty
how-
monkey.
That's how this
It
podcast
was-
goes.
I did feel like an 8-year-old at the zoo, and I was excited. And then they also have night zoo that we went to. Pretty sick. You guys ever go to a night zoo?
Is it like night court?
It is like night court, exactly. It's kangaroo court, if you ask me. I don't know what that means. Yeah, night zoo. You should do it.
Is
It's a
it
good
just,
time.
is it just
You-
the zoo,
you
but
go-
it's at night?
Yeah, it's like
That's the
11
only
p.m.
difference? Okay.
It's like when bowling alleys do like the fucking cosmic bowling. So like there's just a bunch of tie-dye lights everywhere at the
That's
zoo.
sick.
That is what it was, like a light show. It wasn't like you can't see the animals. It's 11 p.m. It's pitch black, but there's
Point.
it's a light show. It was sick. You should go to a night zoo. That was it.
Okay.
I was just excited. I wanted to relive my memories of the zoo. The last good time I'll ever have.
Well, okay. Um, speaking of the last good time anybody will ever have, how about
Yeah.
how
I
about
see where
the
this is
bad
going.
boy of the week or girl? I don't want to misgender anybody, but
Yeah, that would be illegal.
yeah, I would never do that. Good old Chris Chan, folks.
Ooh,
That was wild.
Is Christian Christian?
Like the name or like
the
The
religion of the
ethnicity?
person.
religion. I don't, I'm not up on that bit of Chris Chan lore. I don't
You
know if
seem
I really.
pretty up on all of the lore.
I'm
I
not
was
as
just
up on the
wondering.
lore. I was doing a lot of reading this morning though. And I read the transcripts of the incident.
I did not.
Okay, well it's dark.
I've done zero research.
It's
Yeah, I don't.
would
I don't know
assume
much
so.
about this, and
I would assume that
don't
it's
care to
quite-
know any more than what you're going to tell me now.
Okay, well, so Chris Chan is like, is a person. She is a person.
That's true.
Trans woman.
She exists. And that's
Somebody
fine.
should do something about it. It's not fine. And she's known for creating the Sonic Chew character, which is like a fusion of Sonic the Hedgehog and Pikachu. And basically, it's like kind of
What is the purpose of this character?
It existed because she wanted to, in school, like do an art project with like a copyrighted character, and her teacher was like, no. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna take two copyrighted characters and smush them together and get around it somehow.
Parody law.
Sure. And yeah, she does like comics and shit with it, and she's like a vlogger, and basically has been like kind of harassed by like 4chan type people since like 2008, give or take. Sort of like it's like a Truman Show, but like she's autistic and now also trans, and everyone watching is like also retarded. And
So you.
no. I mean,
If this was your elevator pitch for a script, I would approve it right now. The Truman Show, but everybody is retarded.
yeah, I mean, basically that's what it is. But she's a bit of a weird one, and I guess lives with her mom. And what happened, the incident in question, just to cut to the chase, is that Chris Chan has been banging her mom, who's like 80 or some shit, very decrepit old lady who's got dementia or whatever. And people are making it sound like it's a one-time thing, but reading the transcripts, it's like, oh yeah, since like June, like every third day we've been banging, and like I'm better than my dad. And it's rough.
That does sound extremely rough.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm a fan of that. To be honest.
This isn't one of the bits where we're like, oh, this is a bad boy crime, and the victim was actually the criminal because of reasons. This is like yucky.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm sure some conservative people are going to have a field day with this one.
I hope the police have a field day with this one. Jesus Christ.
Well, like, because everyone involved is also like mentally not well. So like, what are they even going to do?
Yeah, it can't be legal to do that.
I mean,
certainly a crime is being committed here by somebody.
Somebody doesn't have consent somewhere in the pipeline. But yeah, I mean, so you just gonna institutionalize Chris Chan? Probably should have been done a while ago.
Yeah.
Literally, the only thing I know about this person is there's a video that Nick was very obsessed with where this person destroys a GameStop.
Yeah.
They get mad about something and they just like destroy the GameStop in front of the employee. And I was just like, oh, this person shouldn't be allowed to just exist in society. Like, you can't be going around destroying GameStops.
Yeah, I mean,
You got to build them up.
No, well, I don't like GameStop, but whatever. There's a video of her shoving a Although I think she was a he at this point, or was, yeah. She has a medallion.
She was
of
never
Sonic
a he,
2.
actually.
All right, fuck off, Skillshy. We know what I mean, all right? She had a Sonic 2 medallion that she shoved up her ass on camera for because people online blackmailed her or something.
Oh.
Um,
That seems worse than the blackmail. Unless I guess the blackmail was that she was banging her mom.
no, this was like ages ago. This the mom stuff is new. It just dropped.
Yeah, because she didn't shove enough medallions up her ass.
Yeah, I mean, I would look at the wiki. It's a fun read. Fun.
No, I'm gonna pass on
Yeah.
learning any more about this.
Yeah. I think we should move on to a fun, uplifting crime.
What was it fun about this? There was trans people involved. Although Pride Month was almost 2 months ago. Well, by the time we record this or post this, it would have been 2 months ago.
Look at that.
Look at that.
So I have a nice, lighthearted, fun crime that I want to discuss. A woman's body in Montreal was mistaken for a mannequin and was thrown into a dumpster by the police.
Cool. I pulled a mannequin out of a dumpster.
Weird.
Did she
Weird.
fall in love with you?
No.
Was it like that movie, Dumpster? No, Mannequin.
It may have been.
No, it was for. Why did I do that? It was for a reason. It was like some.
I
girl's
really hope
birthday
it was
present.
for. Oh, good.
Yeah. Like
Here's my representation of you.
no, well, no. It was like a group effort. It wasn't just me. This wasn't like a weird confession of love that was just horribly planned from the start. This was like, oh, let's just do something strange and bother
Something
someone.
wacky. Give her trash from a dumpster.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So this was, I believe, on the 23rd of this month, July.
Yeah.
There was a fire broke out, and they were investigating this fire. The police and the fire marshals. And then, while they were investigating, they got a call that there was a missing woman. The husband was like, "My wife's missing. What happened?" And then they tracked her car that was parked on the street that the fire was happening. And they're like, okay, interesting. Maybe they're related. And then they found a mannequin, and they're like, we don't need this mannequin, so they threw it in the dumpster. And then later they're like, wait a minute, what if that mannequin was that dude's wife? And then they had to like fish her out of the dumpster and be like, this is a human that we threw in the garbage by accident.
How do you not notice that it's a person?
What is the mistake? I don't understand. Aren't mannequins like normally featureless, kind of, or missing things?
And also, like, definitely not as heavy as a human person.
And also cold and rigid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that she was, like, burned. And that...
Was she also dead?
She was
At the time, she was definitely
she was-
dead.
She was definitely dead. I believe that she was also burned.
Well, then, okay. I mean,
Here's the quote from the police chief. We are obviously sorry for this incident, and we assure you the family will be advised throughout this investigation. We will shine a light on these events over the next few weeks.
The family will be advised. Advised of what? We've determined that your wife was not a mannequin. Our investigation has determined that it is her body, and we found it. Sorry about that.
We did completely destroy the crime scene because we thought it was garbage. And they're like, now there's no evidence, and we've also wasted like 12 hours of thinking that it was a mannequin, and they got away. So,
Blue Lives Matter.
yeah, just a fun little crime. If you're living in the Montreal area, be on the lookout for that. If you see a man in a blue uniform, run away.
Why, are you be thrown in a dumpster or what?
Yeah, it sounds like they're bad at their job.
I mostly at work these days are just watching YouTube videos of police officers being bad at their job. Like just
In what
not knowing
ways?
like basic, just like not know. I mean, a lot of them are just like police officers, like just like completely not knowing the law. So they're being like, "Hey, you look suspicious. I'm arresting you." And the guy's like, "What? You can't arrest me for looking suspicious." And the officer's like, "Absolutely, I can." And then like a narrator will come and be like, "He could not. The city was sued for $100,000."
Those are good videos, but there's like a distinct pipeline of just guys carrying like assault rifles into a residential neighborhood and going to the cops and being like, "I'm allowed to. You can't ask for my name." And I'm like, just like shut up, dude.
Yeah, it's interesting because like it depends because like half the videos are like a black person who clearly is not trying to instigate anything at all, and then the other half of the videos are like white guys clearly trying to instigate things with the police. Just like, "Sir, I am traveling. I am traveling. You cannot. I do not have to answer any questions from you, sir."
I'm an individual of the United States of America. You cannot accost me.
It's funny because like on the one hand it's like it is very like annoying to watch these white guys like LARP as like First Amendment protectors. On the other hand, they are totally correct and it works on the police every time. The police guy just gets madder and madder. He's just like, "What do you mean? Yeah, I can't detain you. Yes, I can. What do you mean I can't detain you?"
Which is, I think we need to be able to detain those people. We need more rules. We need even more police.
If America needs anything, it's more detention centers.
Well,
that's why I voted for Joe Biden.
Well, you get rid of all the weed people, and you put in all the annoying guys that are like starting shit.
There's one where a white guy flips off a police officer. The police officer like runs over, just like, "Oh, do we have a problem, sir?" And like eventually like detains him for like disturbing the peace, I think. And then his like lieutenant shows up. He's like, "Hey, listen, it should be illegal to flip off the police, but unfortunately, it's not. You have to let him go."
We haven't written that law yet.
We want to write that law, but it's not a law yet.
Future thought crimes.
We're so close to having actual thought crimes, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's all like Twitter is.
Yeah, which I think is good.
Yeah,
I think we need to stop thinking.
Well, you got some heat the other day for
I did get some heat.
Eminem.
I had my first viral tweet.
Wow!
Thanks everybody. I for those unaware, if you don't follow me, I tweeted Eminem should learn from Kanye West and not release albums, which I thought was good.
That's a hot take.
I mean, Eminem's just like not good.
He's not that
bad. Oh man, don't let Robbie hear you say that, dude.
You think Robbie listens to this?
No, but don't let him do it.
Yeah. So it was just like a fun little joke, and then a lot of people just did like a laughing emoji, and I was like, I'm connecting with Zoomers. People like me. And then somebody said, "You should learn from Kurt Cobain and kill yourself." Pretty rough, right?
Zing! Wow.
Got me. And then I did get a tweet today. I tweeted this 6 days ago, and I got a tweet at 3 a.m. today that just, I want to read it for the class, but I don't know if I will have the time to. But
you'll have the time to read one tweet?
It's just a tweet, yeah.
I will have to find it, you dingus.
Oh, okay.
Well,
in the meantime, the bad boy crime I have come in with today is actually, it's funny we mentioned D.B. Cooper because there are actually hundreds of D.B. Coopers who are less famous and also did not disappear, and we know who they are. So in some ways, they're not as exciting as D.B. Cooper. But the point I'm trying to make is that skyjackings, where people have hijacked planes in the 1960s and 70s, were extremely common, like once a month, if not more frequent, because TSA didn't exist. Like you'd buy a ticket, you'd get in line, you'd get on the plane. And then somebody would be like, "Hey, I have a gun. I'm going to redirect this plane to Cuba." That was generally the plan with this, was that they were going to redirect the plane to Cuba. They'd get off in Cuba, and that's what's happened. Normally, it'd be because the person who was hijacking the plane was going to go to prison. And so they're like, "I don't want to go to prison. While there's a warrant out for my arrest, I'm going to just go to Cuba, this communist paradise, and we'll go from there." The first time this ever happened, Cuba was very confused because there was an American plane coming into their airspace, and they're like, what? And they're like, we've been hijacked. Somebody wants to come to Cuba. And Cuba was like, haha, great. And so they used it as like a PR opportunity. They're like, look at this. Americans are taking planes to Cuba. That's how great we are. This is awesome. We're great. And they gave the American a big reception to Cuba and stuff. And then it kept happening over and over and over again to the point that Cuba was like, oh, fuck, not again. Like, they'd see another American plane in their airspace. They'd be like, it's another hijacking. And they'd give the people on board the plane who weren't the hijacker party favors, and they'd take the hijacker and put him in a Cuban labor camp. They just make him work for 5 years. And so I was telling Skillshare about this. One of the guys who did this was Anthony Bryant, who was a guy who had hijacked a plane specifically to buy bazookas for the Black Panthers. He was a black militant guy, went to Cuba, went to the labor camp, was in a labor camp for a decade, came back to America, and immediately became a conservative talk radio host. Whose whole thing was talking about the dangers of communism. Big 180 by the Black Panther who went to Cuba. There's another guy who went to Cuba or tried to go to Cuba. I don't think he actually made it. He was a Green Beret who was I'm going to kill Fidel Castro. And so we need to go to Cuba. And they talked him out of it mid-flight. They're like, sir, you don't want to go to Cuba. This is not going to work. You don't want to go to Cuba. But he became a brief American hero. Everyone's like, wow, this patriotic American wanted to hijack a plane and go and kill Fidel. What a great man. What an incredible Green Beret man doing that to kill Fidel Castro.
That's crazy.
That's noble.
I miss I can't even imagine no TSA at all. I flew before 9/11. I was like, oh man, those were the good old days. But they had really had it good.
It's crazy. And the airlines would always be our policy is just to get them to Cuba as quickly as possible so we can get the plane and the passengers back. Just do whatever they say, and that's fine. And it was extremely rarely that the skyjacker would be killed. And generally they'd be killed if they were being erratic, they didn't have a clear goal in mind, or they were just being super duper violent. Then they'd be like, all right, we'll have to kill this guy. Fine, the FBI will get involved and they'll come on the plane. There was one guy who just kept, instead of going to Cuba, he just kept going back and forth between two airports, and finally they killed him while they were refueling the plane. Because he was just he wouldn't let anyone go. He wanted $1 million. They're like, we're not going to give you $1 million. And so they eventually just killed him.
Did they ever kill anybody mid-flight, or was it all, did they try and do it on the ground?
I'm sure they did, because I'm sure they killed somebody mid-flight, because none of these people, I shouldn't say none, most of them didn't know how to fly the plane, so they'd have to keep the airline crew with them to actually operate the plane. Yeah. So in theory, you could kill a guy mid-flight, and I think they did it a few times, but most of the time they did not kill anybody. They were just we got to get this plane back, so just take them to Cuba or do whatever they want, give them their ransom, and then we'll get them later.
That's cool.
That's how you would get a haunted plane.
You kill the skyjacker, yeah.
Yeah, soul plane, if you will.
I should have been a skyjacker.
But anyone remember Soul Plane?
Yeah, you were born in the wrong era, dude.
I know. That was my first thought. We were there's no TSA. I was like, all right.
That would be good. We could do that. Patreon stretch goal.
Do what? Hijack a plane?
Yeah. Like a Cessna. No, don't go for a jet.
I mean,
just
no.
You're flying from Seattle to Alaska.
Why would I do that? Why the fuck would I?
You're not gonna go to Alaska, dork. You're gonna hijack the plane.
Oh.
But it's a small passenger plane with 15 people on it.
Man, the time to hijack a plane was a year
ago. That train has sailed.
Flying.
Yeah, they were already pretty much over by the early 70s. There was a strike by pilots where they're hey, we're fucking sick of getting skyjacked. You got to do something about this. And then the very next day after the strike, somebody skyjacked the plane. And so, this one was a Vietnamese guy who was an anti-war Vietnamese activist. So his passport or visa got revoked. So he skyjacked the plane. They were flying to China, I think. He's we're going to Vietnam. And he goes, I have a package with a bomb in it. It was just a package full of aluminum foil, and they correctly guessed that it did not have a bomb in it. It had lemons. And so one of the pilots was just like, there was an ex-cop on board. They're just like, hey, can you kill this guy? And they're like, yeah, we got you. And they killed the guy in mid-flight. So there you go. They did kill people mid-flight.
Sick.
Full circle.
Got him.
I mean, it's hard to bluff if you're in a confined space like that.
Can I see the bomb? No. No, you
No.
cannot see that. It has a bomb, and I will detonate this bomb if you get closer or touch the bomb. So don't touch it, or get near it, or look at it.
It's a site-activated bomb.
Yeah, it's a vision-sensitive bomb. Do not.
Do they have planes in Warzone?
You jump out of a plane at the beginning of the game.
Okay, so like Fortnite.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
But other than that, there's a helicopter. You can fly a helicopter.
Oh, that's sick. I love flying things in shooting games. It's the best. Just playing a lot of Halo 3 like last weekend. I was just
Ah, man, I miss Halo 3.
oh yeah, get the
It
Master
still
Chief
exists.
Collection on PC. Oh, it's great.
I don't have a PC that can run
Ah,
any video games at all. I have my work computer, which I'm on right now, and then I have an
It's from,
HP.
like, 2008.
I have an HP from over a decade ago
Alright.
that I got when I went to college.
yeah, okay, yeah. So you
could
can't
probably do it.
play. You just play. I guess you would play on like PlayStation or something.
Yeah, I mean, I have a PS4, and then I have a 360. I could still play Halo 3. I just couldn't play it online. Probably, I think the servers are no longer active.
Oh, that stinks, man.
I remember
They're
they took the
doing
Halo
the-
2 servers down.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
There was like, if you were still in a game, they couldn't kick you off. And there was like a group of people for like a month after the servers went down that were still in the same game. And then every once in a while they would like drop out. You'd be like, damn, lost another real one.
They're doing the
You guys didn't
multiplayer
do that?
for Halo Infinite for free, which is pretty sick.
Oh yeah, they're getting on board the trend of free multiplayer.
Yeah,
This Warzone's free to play too. That's the cool thing about it.
yeah. Is it just like? Do you just pay for like skins? Do they have skins? Because
That's the whole model. Yeah, you pay for
Yeah.
skins and weapon blueprints and stuff.
yeah.
And as long as people are doing that, they're not going to bother to fix like a cheating problem or anything because they're still getting their money.
Okay, but like, can I be Lil Nas X in the game?
No, he's not in it. You can be a black guy. There's one
Can
guy.
you be a
There's one
gay
guy.
black guy?
There's one guy who looks exactly like Chris Dorner. It's really funny. One of the characters, like clearly unintentional, but he looks exactly like Chris Dorner. So like, for a while we had a whole squad of just Chris Dorners running around.
That's
I mean,
pretty good.
that's almost as good as Lil Nas X.
Yeah,
But
black celebrities, you know.
yeah, black excellence.
Oh, we DaBaby, a prime example of black excellence.
No, I'm not going to co-sign that.
Well, why? What did he do? Actually, no, I'm fucking mad at him because he's the reason why I'm not getting my fucking Dua Lipa album that I made up in my head.
Yeah.
She's like so mad about him being homophobic, or is that what he did? I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so.
He was at a concert, he was doing a show, and then he's like, put your hands in the air if you don't have AIDS.
Oh, that's fair.
Okay,
Weird.
Okay,
that's
Weird.
not
Hands
that's
in the
not
air.
directly homophobic
Yeah.
immediately.
It got more homophobic after that, but that was
I
like,
see.
that was the intro, and you're like, starting from a little bit of a rough place. AIDS isn't even like that relevant of a topic today.
I mean, but it's good
Weird.
not to have it. You know, I
It
think
is good not to
Yeah,
have
if you,
it.
Something
put,
should be
your, put your
celebrated.
hands in the air if you don't have chlamydia. You know, put your hands in the air. Just celebrate all the STDs you don't have.
Yeah. That was
That was
you know,
it.
a little
It's
bit
just-
weird. And then he also, like, Meg the Stallion was there, and he brought out Tory Lanez, who shot Meg the Stallion.
she got shot.
Yeah, she got shot like 5 months ago or something.
What?
Tory Lanez like beat her the fuck up and then shot her in the foot. And then everyone made fun of her and like, damn, her foot's gonna smell bad forever. And it's like, can you just, you know, respect women like I do?
Sure, yeah. But yeah, no, Dua Lipa was really fun. Like, because I saw this on Snapchat, she was real sad that DaBaby was being rude to the gays or something. So she's like, I don't want him on my levitating remix or whatever the fuck. And the vinyl that I bought was like this deluxe version of the new one that she had, which has the baby track on it. And like on Friday, Amazon was like, actually, this doesn't exist anymore. So I'm assuming that she just somebody dropped it. The whole thing's gone. So I'm mad. I was gonna ironically support the baby, but I've talked myself into being mad at him for the wrong reasons.
That's kind of like ironic support.
Yeah, look, my music doesn't ever have problems with homophobia in its culture. Okay, that's the great thing about '80s synth pop is that do we have a homophobic culture? No way, Jose. Everyone involved in '80s synth pop is probably gay anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I
thought you exclusively listened to the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
I love the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Look, I'm not going to pretend that I don't love the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, but I have diverse and eclectic musical tastes.
Yeah,
I like bad music and good music.
I don't actually.
Yeah,
you only like good music.
Kanye.
Yeah, I just like Kanye, and that's only because for like 10 years of my life, I only liked bad music. Like if someone's like, "Here's the aux, put something on," no matter who it is, they will not like it. They'll be like, why are you doing this? So then I was like, let's pick the most respected artist, Kanye West, and that's my personality now.
Yeah, that sucks.
There are worse ways to do it, I guess. I mean, you could have picked a worse artist for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I had much worse artists in my iPod.
Can you give me examples of like this bad music you liked? Because I just want to know if I like this music.
You don't. There was one point where I said there are 3 perfect albums in the world. There are only 3. One of them is Camp by Childish Gambino, which is his least respected album. Hotel California by Tyga, not the...
I wouldn't have liked either answer, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think Tyga's worse. At least like boomers respect it a little bit. But like Tyga, nobody likes Tyga. And the third one is Circus by Britney Spears. I was like, these are the best albums.
Okay, but that's a pretty good
People
album,
like
though.
Britney Spears, I
People
think.
like Britney Spears, but if you're like,
Circus
put
is
on
pretty good.
music, and I put on like a deep cut, like Lace and Leather from Circus, you're like, what are you doing? Just put on If You See Gamey and then put on real music. What's that Mighty Mighty Boss Tones song about George Floyd?
I don't want to. I can't defend that. I was not involved in their decision making for the George Floyd song, and I have not listened to their new album.
That was a choice.
It was not a good choice. I mean, look, at least it was theoretically a pro George Floyd song. They could have done a pro cop song. They're from Boston, but they didn't.
That is a plus.
It was at least a theory. Was it a very good pro George? It was not a good song, and the message seems to be, "Hey, we should all just get along," which is tone deaf at best. Mighty Mighty Boss tone deafs. But
Nice.
their hearts are theoretically in the right place.
I thought the video was really the worst part of it, in my opinion.
No, it was they had Ben Carr, the dancing, the Mighty Boss Tone, dancing around,
just skanking for 6 minutes.
Yes, yeah. Look, I'm not here to defend the latter-day Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, okay? I really haven't listened to an album post-2004 of theirs.
That's fine. That's really all I know about them.
Like, I don't know anything about music because I can't understand lyrics because I'm stupid.
Yeah.
No, I actually can't understand lyrics either. That's why I like music where they like very clearly enunciate things, because otherwise, if you talk too fast or whatever, like most rap, I really don't know what they're saying half the time.
Yeah. I like it's either complete nonsense on purpose or it's another language, so I'm not missing anything by not understanding, or it's like for babies, super easy. Stuff in the middle, yeah, it's just. Or like, God forbid, they start a sentence on one line and then they finish it on another line. I'm lost. I can't
Rough,
understand.
dude.
I can't. I don't know what they're fucking.
This is why I will never make music with lyrics.
Because I won't be able to understand it.
Wow, what a bond you guys have.
I make music. I make music for you.
Yeah, you're like, I'm just like, oh, this sounds like video game music.
Yeah, that makes me so upset.
What?
It sounds like Aphex Twin. There you go.
I wouldn't mind that, but I don't really get that. I get a lot of this sounds like it would be in a video game.
Yeah, because you
and
make music that sounds like late 90s, early 2000s, like themed on jungle or cave or snow or whatever level of platformer. Or an RPG. It could go both ways.
I really branched out and I made like you heard some of that. I did like a flute rap beat.
Yeah, that was different. That didn't sound quite like video game music.
I've been making a lot of stuff like that that's more hip hop inspired, and I sent it to my oldest friend, who I haven't spoken to in like 2 years, but I've known him for like 12. And the first thing he said in 2 years is like, "Wow, this sounds like a video game song." I was like, you know what, dude? You're out. You're done.
Wrong answer.
You're like, it'll be another 2 years for you, champ.
Yeah.
Well, you should lean in. I'm saying, man, you should lean into it. Just get
Yeah,
involved
but
in like game jams and make some.
Yeah, they won't talk to me.
Well, that's why
That's the other part. Is
you have to
people
like
who
get
make
involved in communities and stuff, man.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Okay, well then, what do you want?
I want people to stop saying I like video game music.
I like
That's
video
fine.
game music. You guys ever heard
like
the Pictionary soundtrack for the NES? It's
No.
fucking, it slaps, dude. It's so good. It is like no doubt the best NES soundtrack. Look it up. Pictionary.
I will.
Post in the Discord, and it could be a fun little.
I will.
It's a nice
thing
little
for the
teaser.
fans. Yeah. Oh yeah, no. Video game soundtracks are great. What else is good? Anime songs, those are great. Which that's just a me thing, probably.
You're big into J-pop
Far East.
currently.
Yeah, I know K-pop's my thing now.
K-pop or J-pop?
Well,
I
like
thought you
Twilight.
were.
I
I
don't
thought you
like
were
it.
only into J-pop.
No. I mean, I like, again, if it's anime songs that I like that are good, then sure. But now I've just been going through the Twice discography. It's been quite the adventure.
Did you listen twice?
Yeah. Good one. But
Nice.
yeah, sick. What else do I listen to? I love like weird like songs
Isaac is
that
yawning.
only exist
This
on
topic sucks.
only exist on the internet. Like some
I
dude's,
just
like,
can't-
weird SoundCloud.
Just can't speak to K-pop or J-pop. I know nothing about it.
I also know nothing about it.
It's bad, but sometimes it's okay.
It's not bad if you ask anybody who's into J-pop or K-pop. They are very, very, very into it.
Yeah, those people are weird. Like I wouldn't say I'm like I'm not really into anything. I don't really like stuff that much. But it's
That's a noble position to have.
yeah. I just
To
I don't
float
feel
through life being like, I don't have a strong position on any of this.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, it's fine. It's all fine.
That's
I heard
good.
I heard
I'm sure they
the
would
Green
like to
Knight
hear
is
that.
bad. It's a bad.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Which
The
is-
promotional
I wanna
material
see
made it seem like it's a good movie, which is a good job by them to make it seem like an interesting artsy film, and apparently it's just not good.
I heard it's
You
like
put all
kind
the
of
budget
artsy
into
for
the
the sake
trailer.
of itself, in like a stupid way. Which
Yeah.
very hack, very like I'm 20 in art school, which some people don't grow out of, I guess.
Yeah, look at Michael Bay.
He's so artsy, dude.
He directed the milk commercials.
The milk.
The milk
commercial?
commercials?
Like
You
God
know the
milk.
milk commercial? Yeah,
Michael Bay did that.
Michael Bay directed those. Yeah,
I don't.
All
believe
of them?
I believe most of them at least.
You.
Look it up.
No.
Okay, don't actually look it up, dude.
Well,
Okay, I was looking it up.
I am looking at it
You
right
can
now.
look
I'm
it up.
curious.
Yeah, you can look it up. I believe that it's true, or I just heard that once, which to me is the same thing. If
It's
anyone
like
tells me
gullible, man.
anything, if anyone tells me anything, there's like a 4-year time span, and then I'm like, yeah, that's true now. Now I believe that that's true, unless I look it up in those 4 years.
Which you won't do. You're too busy
No,
in the
I probably
studio,
won't.
too busy making music, and not
I'm
having a
making
job.
bangers.
That do not sound like video games.
Yeah,
Not at all. Michael Bay original Got Milk commercial, 1993.
So he did one of them. He did one.
No, this is another one. Got Milk commercial directed by Michael Bay, #shorts.
Okay. So he did like a hand. He did some of them.
He did some of them, but
Okay.
in my opinion, that's the same as all of them. Produced
Okay.
by Cindy Epps. Is she married to Mike Epps? Alright. I feel like I'm out of steam here, folks. I feel like I've exhausted all of my brain power.
Oh, we could bring it in for a landing. I have to go to my dad's and do pool maintenance.
Exciting. Well, it's been a pleasure to be on Bad Boy Crimes with you fellas. Only thing I have to plug is a podcast that does not exist yet, but look out for it. It will exist soon. With me, Nick Oldershaw, and I don't know if the third co-host is officially announced yet, but there'll be a third person as well.
Do you want to officially announce it?
It's Brendan Crick, folks.
It is Brendan. He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a huge stunt just to reboot Coward Hour again.
Did you know that actually Coward Hour, originally the first test recording was actually all three of us, and me and Brendan talked about open mics too much, so I was not included in the original in Coward Hour because our test recording was so bad.
Well, I remember you saying on one of the episodes where it was like you and it was just you and Brendan, and Nick was like in hospital jail or some shit, that Nick was very upset about the amount of stand-up being talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I regret doing that, but whatever. You know, Brendan, he's dead now. He died tragically. It's so sad. So yeah, me, Nick, and what the hell, Daniel is doing it as well.
I have
that's
a
it,
feeling
dude.
it was Daniel.
We're doing it. It's gonna be great.
Daniel.
No,
He's
all
been
we need
on.
to do is get Nick on here, and then we'll have had all
Good luck.
three
Good
of
luck
them.
landing that white whale.
He did tweet that
He said he would do it.
Could he do it? Does he have the setup to facilitate this?
He owns a computer and is constantly, video chatting his girlfriend, I think, so it seems like it's possible.
All right. We'll get him on.
Well, we might have to get his girlfriend on in order to like.
Yeah, if you get his girlfriend, you can get him.
He could do the show while talking to his girlfriend. That's fine. She doesn't. Her mic can be muted to us. Just,
The podcast is just a conversation between them, and you guys are just like sitting there and like nodding.
yes, I agree. Good point, Nick. Yeah. I feel like he's always making points.
The man makes points. He's got a lot of points.
He has a lot to say, and that's good. It's good to have opinions and points. Well, Isaac, thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely. Thanks
It's
for
been a
having me.
pleasure.
Yeah.
You had a good, well-prepared crime.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of. It was something I read about 10 years ago and remembered briefly before the podcast.
Well, it sounded like this was like your life's passion. You were really going all in.
It did. I read my crime about 1 minute before we started recording, and oh boy, did I stumble through it. All right, that is the episode. Everybody go check out this non-existent podcast and support our Patreon. Give us your least favorite $1.